Winter weather is moving into mid-Missouri as you head out the door this morning. The ABC 17 Storm Track weather team has issued a weather alert day as we all prepare for this year's first major winter storm. We have crews in our newsroom and out in the field watching everything from school closings to road preps. But first, we want to send things over to ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Bridget Mahoney, who is tracking the storm and what we can expect as the day rolls on. And Bridget, we are already starting to see some of this impact this morning.
Yeah, it's picking up quickly early on this morning as we are seeing increasing rain, even some sleet in the mix for some of us, indicated by the past 3 hours of satellite and radar. It's not for everyone yet. Waking up in Columbia and Jefferson City, looking outside, it's dry for you. Starting off as rain and then eventually making that change over to rain and sleet. What we're seeing right now, snow will increase later on this afternoon, and as temperatures drop below freezing, that's where we will start to see more of that accumulation. This evolves through the day. We see it lift towards the Jefferson City area by 8 to 9 a.m. I-70 corridor by lunchtime, lifting further to the north, becoming snow as it heads north. Snowfall accumulations on average 5 to 8 inches. Some places more, some places less.
ABC 17's Kelsey Kernstein is live from Columbia Public Works Salt Dome. And Kelsey, crews will be prepping the roads here in just a little bit.
Deborah, it is still quiet out here right now, but in the next 30 minutes, Columbia Public Works says it will have 30 drivers ready to pre-treat the roads. They also recommend to not get on the roads this weekend if you can help it. Now, they say that they've been working around the clock to get in preparation mode. They say that they've been making sure all the trucks are in good working condition, the snow plows are intact, and that the trucks are pre-fueled. They've also filled up the trucks with pre-wetted salt and brine juice with a focus on pre-treating all roads, but especially bridges, elevated areas, and curves. Columbia Public Works, they say that they do have some recommendations. They say to move those cars off of priority routes, and they also say to not tailgate this weekend, as well as...
Good morning. Time right now, 6:51 on this Friday morning. I've been following school cancellations and early dismissals, any school changes that have been coming into our newsroom. Just in the past 10 minutes, we got the following school changes. Columbia Independent School will be closing at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Higbee R8 is having early release. They will dismiss at noon today. And Montauk County, the Latham School District R5, will be dismissing at 12:45. Just a reminder, Columbia Public Schools will be having early dismissal. That means they will release at 2.5 hours earlier. And also Jefferson City Public Schools, JCPS, we have not gotten any word on any school changes. We will, of course, let you know as soon as we do get those. They did say they will be canceling after school activities for JCHS, Jefferson City High Schools. And also the ticker on the bottom of your screen, those are all updated. We will get the latest school closings, cancellations, changes, all there on the bottom of your screen, and also abc17news.com.
We are talking about areas along and east of Highway 63 that are going to see the greatest impacts when it comes to the amount of snowfall accumulation. All of us, though, will see significant amounts of snowfall as we head into the next 12 to 24 hours here in mid-Missouri. A live look at our ABC 17 Storm Track Doppler radar. You can see we have a mixed bag of precipitation across the region. Temperatures holding steady near that freezing mark. We're beginning to see that transition as you work your way across the central portions of mid-Missouri. Still some rain back off towards the southwest. Wouldn't be surprised to see some sleet, if not a little bit in the way of some snow mixed in with that. You can see as we put this in motion how that moisture has been streaming in from the southwest. And as we head through the next several hours, we are going to gradually begin to see this transition take place. And the biggest reason we're going to see that is due in large part to that drier air, or that warmer air, beginning to erode away in the upper portions of the atmosphere. So with this precipitation types, we're seeing some sleet. So what does this mean is we have that snow falling through a warm layer of air, and then it refreezes as it hits that cold air. But as that warm air works its way out of mid-Missouri, we're going to see an entirely cold column, and that's where we're going to see our greatest impacts of some snow, and that's likely going to arrive within the next 2 to 3 hours.
I'm in Ashland live outside of Southern Boone Elementary, where, as you can see behind me, school buses have already started to line up. That is because the kids are expected to get out early from school within the next 30 minutes in anticipation of the weather.
Over the last hour, I've seen the rain that has been falling here in Jefferson City turn into, it's now falling as a very clear mixture. I'm seeing these little bits of ice. It's falling to the ground as now. That's that transition that Aaron was talking about. It's very apparent here, and city officials are taking notice. In just the last hour, we learned that the mayor announced city offices, administrative offices, are going to be closed early today. They're closing at 2 o'clock. Here at West Elementary, this is one of the JCPS schools that's going to be releasing students. I've already seen parents here picking some students up. That's going to be taking place this hour as well. And in just the last 10 minutes, I talked to Cole County Public Works Director Larry Benz. He tells me they're still waiting right now, waiting for that full transition of the rain to clear away and move into the freezing temperatures. That way they don't waste their salt. They don't put their salt down and then it gets washed away by the rain.
The ABC 17 Storm Track weather team has been tracking the storm for the past week, and the storm is here. The snow is continuing to fall across mid-Missouri.
Yes, it is, and that snow is coming down at a steady pace in many areas as this winter storm is winding up, and it will continue into tomorrow. The highest snow totals we have seen in several years, and we are going to see those possibly up to a foot by the time it's all said and done. Let's take a look first of all at our winter storm warning, and that earlier today was expanded to include all of mid-Missouri until midnight tomorrow night. So we are going to continue to see this ongoing with 7 to 12 inches of snow expected across mid-Missouri, highest totals east. Right now, we are seeing snow. Some of it's been coming down moderately, and you can see the darker colors here east of Highway 63 from Mexico to Jefferson City. Moderate snow. It's become a little lighter in Columbia through Moberly right now. Pockets of heavy snow and reduced visibilities are expected. This is not the time to be doing any traveling with this storm system as it's going to continue into Saturday morning.
We have breaking news on ABC 17 News at 5. No one is hurt after an American Airlines plane goes off the runway at Columbia Regional Airport today. ABC 17's Barry Mangold joins us live at the airport tonight. Barry, they just finished getting people off the plane.
They did, Lucas. In the past 20 or 30 minutes, they were shuttling people in groups of 3 from the plane into the terminal, and they just finished, like I said, about half an hour ago. And I spoke to several passengers on the plane that said it was a startling moment, but overall it was over pretty quickly. They said that the plane came and touched down safely. It did land onto the ground safely, but shortly after, while the plane was turning left to taxi into the terminal, that's when it slid for a brief moment and then abruptly stopped into the grass.
I said to the guy next to me, I said, we're sliding. And he said, are you sure? I said, yeah, we're sliding. And so then it was a very abrupt stop.
Our primary runway is closed due to the aircraft being out there, so we can't open that runway until that aircraft is removed. So right now we're continuing with our snow operations.
And that was airport manager Mike Park saying that everything is canceled until they get that plane off of the runway. And for now, it's not clear when that could happen.
What are the conditions like right now in Jefferson City?
Around 2:30 is when I really started to hear of the people sliding off the roadways, both in the city and the county, on the highways. We can report that First Student got home more than 4,000 students safely. That was tweeted out around 3 o'clock today. Governor Parson also tweeted out praising first responders and MoDOT for working around the clock during this winter storm. Mayor Carrie Turgeon also tweeted out reminding people to be safe during this winter weather. ABC 17's Joe McLean has been monitoring the city and county all day long as this winter weather has continued. And Joe, you just checked in with them in the last half hour.
That's right, Ashley. I've been in contact with Larry Benz of the Cole County Public Works Department. He says 26 trucks are out tonight, a total of 33 crew members. That includes the drivers, that includes mechanics and administrators. They're working a full force tonight, Ashley, trying to make the roads as safe as possible.
Officials actually recommend for people not to go out on the roadways at all. Right now, I'm at the Grindstone exit off of 63 Highway South, and traffic has moved very, very slowly throughout the day. Officials have reported to many accidents and crashes off of the roadways. Actually, earlier today near Discovery Parkway, crews were out there reporting to a crash. And if you take a look at this video, you can see just how slow the cars were moving. Now, the Missouri Highway Patrol has extra troopers out and more on standby.
I'm getting right around 6 inches here in Columbia, Missouri, so we still are only about halfway through this system. Still plenty of snow to go through the overnight overnight hours into tomorrow. That's why that weather alert day does continue until we get to the afternoon and evening hours through much of Saturday as well. So, of course, you'll want to stick with us here on ABC 17. Aaron Morrison will be here early tomorrow morning covering more of that storm system. And, of course, more reporting and more on the heavy snowfall that will continue throughout the morning hours.